Obviously, got to give credit to Michigan, top 5 program. Obviously, like I told our team, we don't believe in moral victories. You know, close is not good enough. But I'm proud of the way our team fought. I like the effort that we play with. We faced adversity throughout the game, including spotting them a touchdown there right at the beginning, which, you know, as I've said here, good teams don't need help, and we sure gave them a cheap, easy one right off the bat. That with the opening kickoff. Obviously, the positives in a game like this, and I thought our penalties went down. We got a good pace of play. We got over 70 plays run on offense, and then I thought situationally on offense, we played good on 3rd and 4th down. The thing we know is that you can't turn the ball over against good teams. We had 2 critical plays in the game, a 4th and 1 late in the first half, where we weren't lined up correctly. It gave them a cheap one. And then the 3rd and 5, when the game was right in its critical moments where we didn't have an edge to our defense. That's on us as coaches and as players to figure out when we have opportunities against good teams, how to execute at a high level. And today we didn't do enough of that. We got to get that cleaned up. I can't dwell on this game. As a team, we can't dwell on this game, you know, because we got another great opportunity in the shell next week against a good Michigan State team that'll be coming in there. And for us, we got to get the things corrected. We've got to go watch the tape and make sure that we've got the right people in doing the things that we need to do to win games. Again, I'd like our effort by our team. We play for 4 quarters. I'd like to see us not give good teams the opportunities that we gave Michigan, and they took advantage of it, but definitely a step in the right direction for our program to be able to get this stuff fixed and get it fixed in time for opportunity in the shell next week. So with that, I'll open it up to any questions.
If you guys have missed some of the opening remarks, we'll flip that and put it in the virtual press box. You guys know that. For now, we'll take questions. We'll get to in the back.
Yeah, Rock obviously was ruled out. I think he hit his head on the turf. So we'll know more obviously when we get back. You know, with Leah battling a little bit of a knee, a little bit of a rib, a little banged up today. So probably won't know much until we get checked in there tomorrow, and then we'll have a better feel. You know what the disappointing thing is that we talked about what it would take to win up here, which was to give ourselves a chance getting this game into the 4th quarter. We had opportunities to kind of put ourselves ahead, which puts pressure on a good team like Michigan. And from coaching to our best players, we've got to make the right calls. Our players got to make the play when they're there to be made. If we can learn how to do that against good teams like this, I think we took a step forward in terms of getting it to where we said we needed to get the game into a 4th quarter opportunity for us, and we did that. But we didn't make the plays when the plays were there to be made, and that starts with coaching, starts with our best players making the plays when they're there to be made.
The 4 drives after Leah's first interception, kind of offense stagnated a little bit. What do you think contributed to that?
Michigan's defense, our players not executing. I mean, most of the time when we don't have success on offense, it's not necessarily because of something that the other team is doing. It's usually our execution. And, you know, we've got to execute at a higher level. We've got to make the plays when they're there to be made.
And then you talked in the past about how you want to see Leah respond to interceptions. How do you feel he responded today, and what can you say about his overall performance?
It's too early. You know, both interceptions were, you know, the early one, the receivers got to shave it and kind of take away the angle for the DB, which, you know, we'll get that corrected. The second one was just egregious. You know, we threw in the double coverage, didn't confirm the coverage, something that's happened here before. I thought he continued to fight and give us a chance. But like I said, from a coaching standpoint and our best players, we've got to play at our best when we face teams like Michigan.
There's a lot of debate about this from here the past few weeks. Last season, only 1 penalty tonight, and not the first 58 minutes. What do you see in that area?
I guess they did what they're coached to do.
Hey, Coach, you guys followed the kickball. What do you do to get the team regroup because they could have gone really bad or real quick, you know, after that?
You know what, our team, we're just just immature enough as a team where those type of things really don't phase us. I hate it because we gave them a cheap touchdown. It's a routine catch the kick with your hands and keep your forearms parallel to the ground, tie head, high hands, the ball hits off his face mask. So it's nothing that we have to do to rally around them. Obviously, it's a mistake, and good teams don't need our help. And to just spot them 7 points and then the outcome of the game is 7 points, it's just, we don't need to help good teams.
His first interception, is there an explanation given to you on why that wasn't the more faulty was?
No, it didn't. We up top, our guys thought it was interception. Again, that's one of those deals when you run the dig route. We always preach about taking the negative angle towards the ball as that safety breaks. He should have to run through the receiver to make that play. Probably not a great throw, not a great route at the end of it by Ty to get to shave the edges off that thing.
The last three coaches to sit there and just raved about Michigan, but those games were pretty lopsided. You guys obviously played them really tight. If you wouldn't mind sharing, up close and personal compared to what you saw on tape.
I mean, it's more about us than Michigan, and it's going to always be that way in my mind, because if you watch the way this game played out, there's nobody in our locker room that came in, making this into a Super Bowl. And hey, Michigan's a top 5 team, so I give them tremendous credit in the way they've built their program and established it. But we knew that we would have a chance to be in this game and that we would have to make some plays to take it because they won't give it to you. And we didn't take it today.
Back up.
Defense stuff comes out a couple different times, but the rushing control they form, especially down the stretch. What you see with rushing.
Again, when you got that many guys up around the ball, gap control, eye discipline, we gave up 2 cheap long runs, one on 4th and 1, where, it's just a matter of everybody in their gap, and then the other one on 3rd and 5. Every gap should be controlled. We should have a player in every gap. They don't have enough guys to block us. We got to make the play.
Time for 2 more. I'll back to first.
Because is there anything positive? I know losing this game is not really happy, but is there anything we take from this that help succeed more throughout the season?
It's so early for us to do that, and I know you guys hate when I say I need to go watch the tape, but if there's a positive, I think the DNA of this team has been a team that's going to play for 4 quarters. I don't ever feel like we looked at the scoreboard, and we had every chance to. When you give up a cheap touchdown at the end of the half, you give them 7 points right at the beginning. We give up, the game is on the line. We gave up a long run to put them ahead when we had a chance to stop them. And then, the 2-minute drive that Billy Edwards came in and executed. I mean, those are the things that give me hope that they're listening, that they understand that we're not a team that will play to the scoreboard. It's all about us executing the things that we ask them to do. And, until I get a chance to watch it to see what are the positives, that's really all I can give you, just in a quick snapshot of the game.
Last question, we'll go to Zoom. We have Charlotte.
Hey there, Coach. And I apologize if this has been asked. We can't really hear the questions there. I can hear the frustration in your voice. I can hear the disappointment. I know you said you don't believe in moral victories, but what did you learn about your team today? I guess good or bad?
Again, I think the biggest thing that we all have learned is that when you play the good teams in this league, and this is a great league, the Big Ten East in itself, a lot of really good teams, and you know what? They don't need help from us when we go play these teams. Now, we took some steps forward, obviously as a program, and that there are some things that I thought that we showed kind of where we have a chance to be, who we have a chance to be as a team. But, the moral victories of coming close and all of that, man, that's not what we're about. And we're going to continue to take it one game at a time. This is the first opportunity for us to see kind of how we respond to adversity of losing a game against a really good team. And now next week, we've earned ourselves another opportunity against another really good team in Michigan State coming in at the Shell on Saturday. So we've got to regroup. We've got to get this film watched and get these guys prepared to go Monday so that we can put together a great plan to give ourselves a chance.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
We have Chad Brown in here momentarily, then after Chad, we'll have Spencer Anderson before Bennett.